Whew, I'm thankful that I made it 48 hours though. I'm thankful for that. I did that. I ain't gonna lie. That felt good, good. You know what I'm saying? I broke sackcloth because while I was fasting, I went into sackcloth. If anybody knows what that is, that's an uncomfortable thing too. But something to blanket out for my linen and stuff like that. So when I did break sackcloth, I can have some clean to dive off on. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a little ashy from getting out the shower, but I feel good. Probably gonna drop me like a little tea, add a little peach to that guy, some lemonade. Close my night off, man, being in gratitude for real. Because that was a journey for me and a big learning lesson, man. And I'm glad that I took hold of that aspect of me because I didn't know I had somewhat of, I ain't gonna say an ego issue, but I don't want my ego to be something that deprives another person from benefiting off of what should be absolute from God. You know what I'm saying? Now I could have just faked it and was like, yeah, y'all, I made it 72 hours and all this, that, and the other. But no, I'm gonna just keep it straight up and down because I don't bother nothing for real. That's why I ain't really. At first, I used to edit my stuff. I edit some of this stuff. I don't, not now. Like this whole channel, I ain't edit nothing. I just left it raw. Like it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, although I know I had the intentions of going a certain degree, those are my intentions. And I totally meant that. And I wanted God to know that I meant that. Sometimes we can overly push ourselves beyond the means of what God is requiring of us sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I got to the aspect of I am in the Bible, I was always wondering what I am meant. And I learned that I am actually means God is. And then I was kind of figuring out, okay, God, I am, but I feel like something was extracted from I am. So when I was talking to a brother of mine in a couple videos back, a fellow of mine, like associate, I was explaining to him something about him being the descendant of a specific intent. And I realized that an intent is raw totally of desire, yeah, but that desire is an aspect of will. And my mind is accelerated from all of that to me wanting to know what is God's name to me. I don't know about y'all, but for some reason, I got to this one word. So when I heard I am, I heard willing. I am willing. And I remember reading something too, where the Messiah had healed a person with leprosy. And I am willing came up, and that was my confirmation because God is the utter readiness to be and not to be in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And I think that God was not really necessarily just requiring of me, but giving me the option to show my willingness. So even when I felt like, dang, like I felt like I was falling short, I just know that I was in the shower just there earlier and I thought about this too. I realized that ignorance still has what we overlook. Ignorance still has understanding within them, like and overstanding. We would not see or know or come to know the perversion of this world if understanding and overstanding was excluded or absent from that. It would not be. It would not even, you know what I'm saying? So we came to know that formality of being. So when we see chaos, destruction, perversion in the world, understanding is there and an overstanding is there. And the reason why the devil is because God laid an understanding and overstanding of such. And with that being said, I kind of came to acknowledgement of realizing through my endeavor why I was always saying, that God made himself accessible to all that is and isn't. And this is true. to me. And for some reason, I've always looked at it like God is the utter readiness to be whatever. He's the ambience of all possibility. He's just the utter readiness to be and not to be. In order for something to be, there must be the absence of such. You know what I'm saying? And they both coincide. Man. So my little endeavor today, well, last couple of days, it felt good to still be able to have that will to show my earnestness, even though, like, I'm in autopilot for real. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm just trying to find the greatest way to tell God thank you with my life. That's really all that matters to me, man. I'm just trying to utilize every resource that I have to express my gratitude. That's with things, that's with people, man. That's with just my thinking, with my speaking, my perspective, my conception. That's where I'm at, man. Ain't nobody gonna come and alter that. Like, I took authority over my house. Ain't nobody coming in my house and telling me this how it's supposed to be and that's how. No. And I'm gonna require some sense of courtesy when you step into my home with that BS sometimes. I necessarily know my authority to the point of knowing that I don't even have to come in agreement with a lot of that BS sometimes. But it's okay, because I'm still appreciative, even for the attempt thereof. There, you know, the circumstance, it doesn't appraise who I am. The circumstance is just substantial evidence that God loves me and being that I'm witnessing every formality of being. It's just the confirmation of letting me know how worthy I am. So even when I'm tried, it's just a stipulation of my worth to God. And I've been through some shit. You ever been in so much pain you couldn't do nothing but laugh at it like, God. You ever got to the point where like, what's the worst thing that happened? And the worst happened, and you be like, man, you gotta be kidding me, man. And then even in that astonishment, even beyond that traumatization, I find that even though I found myself chuckling and laughing at it, it wasn't actual humor, it was just a more agonizing pain that I couldn't find an expression for. But I came to realize that even in that moment, God was letting me know my joy was unreachable. Like I can even find joy in such. Joy was even granted to me even in the most traumatizing, agonizing states, man. Like, and then when I look at all this perversion and the intent that commits itself to manipulate, to pray. When I look at all of these things, man, I already came to an understanding. And the only way that I found that understanding is when God let me know that He was accessible even there. So even when I was at my lowest points in my life, even when I made the worst mistakes in my life, like God was like, I have you witnessing these things because I am describing to you every aspect of who I am. And I am still here. Even in those moments when you find and can conclude me to a disgust, God was like, I am still here. Man, whatever you're doing in your life, you find a way. You find the greatest way. Like how they say, do it big then. Like you find your greatest way to tell God thank you, man. In your language. Eventually, somebody gonna notice that God talks to heaven. And somebody will be able to comprehend it. Just that touch of who you are in God, trying to personify love. Just allowing all things to happen and allowing yourself to be the one that must happen to. Just like in that, it's more than enough. Sometimes you ain't even gotta open your mouth. Sometimes you just gotta move in action. just expressing that love. You and God talking. So if you with your companion, you with your friend, you with an associate, you have that kind of heart, and you expressing all that love, you expressing, realize that everything that you're witnessing is a response thereof. And you gotta understand how not to subject God to your disgust yet. You gotta understand. It's just you and God talking. So you find a way to appreciate God in your language. You ain't gotta know all the words, and you ain't gotta, like, there's a reason for why people speak in tongues when they pray, man. But people feel like you gotta profess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord. When you understand who the Messiah is, and you have come to the knowledge thereof, of understanding what love is, the love of God is, man, that language, it's sometimes not for everybody else, man. But in order for you to be loved the way you want to be loved, understand the love that you know is only in you. And it's your responsibility to articulate that. For the world will never ever know an absolute love that you witness, or you know actually, until you know how to give it. And I understood this now to the point to where I remember I wrote this when I was young. I was like, you got what you want, now give what you want. I said, you got what you want, you get what you want, now give what you want. You got what you want. You get what you want, now give what you want. I don't know why I said that. Oh, I remember it was like, life is something so unique. The appreciation was slow to see. Won't you peek the closest peak? There's more to meat than swords and feet. This is how it supports the keeps. It is not just a man. It is more than a mound of sand. If you can just understand, there is more. If it is nothing, then something will stand. How can something be got? Only if nothing's in your spot. How could you get what's really got? It has nothing thunk outside the box. What is out is in, and within there is out. What is all, there is it, and with it there is all. I have seen the means of things, the being that brings the big no thing. I don't know what that was really on, man. But I'm just chilling right now, man. Sitting back, trying to let my body and my digestive system get me right. Make sure my tank top dry off, because I wash it every time I get in the shower. So I know y'all think I be wearing the same clothes. I have, listen, for like years, I don't know, since I got this, for years straight, since I went in sackcloth my first time, I've always wore this tank top. I ain't never took it off, like really. I have, like, yeah, I wore it out, sometimes I did, you know what I mean? But I always go in the shower, I hand wash it, put it on, and it'll dry while it's on. So I don't want to lay back until it's fully dry, you know what I'm saying? It's thin little material, it's gonna dry after a while, you know what I mean? But yeah. And it's not like a dingy, dirty tank top. It's actually became beige. So a lot of people that look at me might think I got dirty clothes on. And I used to rock it like that because I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I had to really humble myself at one point where I realized a lot of people I made enemies with, or that just ended up being my ops, felt like I was, because I was loving myself so much, and I bought nice things and old jewelry and all this, that, and the other. You know, I was just loving me, man. I wasn't trying to be better than nobody, bigger than nobody, you know what I'm saying? Show off on no, stunt on no, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing none of that. But that's how they took it, you know what I'm saying? So I realized that I was like, man, maybe I need to learn how to, I don't know, I figured like I'll give them what they want. They want to see me look like this, I'll be that. You know what I'm saying? So I turned into a bum under the bridge at one point where I went in the hermit mode, sackcloth. Whoa. Yeah, man. But in that time that I locked myself in, God knows, boy, like he was really reorchestrating and transforming a lot of things in me. I wore my humility for a long time, and I'm still wearing it, and I'm okay. But now it's like it don't even matter what a person thinks about me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like me and God talking. You can never, your opinions can never get in between me and God talking. Your intentions can never reach that, because beyond my intentions there's an intellect far beyond any form of manipulation. You understand? But that's enough for the night, man. Just let y'all sit and think on that. Man, y'all chill, man. Be still. Let God be real. Oh.